Today we're going to be installing SumoSprings on my 2018 Toyota Tacoma. Just got a new travel trailer, and when I hook it up, I've got about 2.5 inches of sag. So I'm trying to delete the sag, so hopefully these will do that. Step 1, put the provided Loctite on the threads so we don't lose the SumoSprings when doing 80 miles an hour down the expressway. That would not be a good thing. Step 2, we took the bottle jack for the truck and put it under the hitch to raise the whole rear end up, just enough to relieve pressure off of the U-bolts. Step 3, I am loosening up all the nuts that hold the U-bolt and the leaf spring pack down. Always remember, when you're loosening these up, you want to loosen them in a diagonal pattern. When you get them all loose, then you want to go ahead and just undo them with your fingers all the way down to the bottom of the threads, but do not take the bolt or the nuts off the bolts entirely. You only need enough space to slip the old factory bump stop out. Okay, so to change out your to the SumoSprings from your factory bump stock, your factory bump stock is right here. It is attached to the U-bolts on either side. So all you have to do is loosen up your U-bolts, raise it up, and that comes out. That is your factory bump stock. Your SumoSpring is here. So you can see a pretty big difference in your SumoSpring and your factory bump stop. So your factory bump stocks are right here. The SumoSprings replace them, and they're considerably taller, which comes into contact with the frame almost the entire time. So that's where you get the support from. So all you're going to do is you slot the SumoSpring up into here, tighten your bolts back down, and you're good to go. There we go. Remember, when tightening the bolts back down, again, you want to go at a diagonal pattern when tightening them. And remember, I am not a professional. Make sure you torque each bolt to the manufacturer's torque specs with a proper torque wrench. And that's how we install SumoSprings. Test ride of the new SumoSprings. See how well they work out. I'm hoping that the ride quality doesn't get hurt that bad. Supposed to remove body roll in turns, but you're going to feel bumps a little harder. But we've always thought that the Tacomas wobble during bumps anyway, so I'm actually okay with it tightening up the ride just a little bit. Don't really notice any difference in the ride, but I'm on a fairly smooth road, so we're going to try to find something a little bit bumpier. Yeah, I don't really notice any difference in the ride quality. Did eliminate a little bit of that swaying that you'd get after hitting a bump, which I'm okay with because it got to be a little extreme at sometimes. It definitely stays flatter when you're going faster around curves, that's for sure. Initial impressions, I would highly recommend the SumoSprings for anybody that is having that bro lean issue, especially when towing. It definitely helped out a lot. We'll give an update when I actually get the camper hooked up and how much of a difference on the compression in the back end was. Originally we were at 2.5 inches, so let's see what we get now. Okay, obviously as you can tell it's been a little while since our that video was filmed, but wanted to give you an update on the SumoSprings. They've been the best thing that I've put on the truck yet. They were $200, but it was worth every penny. The ride quality while towing, while not towing, and everything has been phenomenally better, and I have actually recommended this to just about everybody that I've seen driving a Tacoma since. As far as the compression in the back, we do still get about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, depending on the depending on how heavy I have the camper loaded. But our camper is about 5,000 pounds, and the Tacoma's tow rating is 6,000 pounds. So we're pushing it pretty far out there anyways. So if I can get away with just about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of lean, I'm okay with that. I hope you enjoy this video on the SumoSprings.